Hello there and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And today, on request of Murgi, I will do the video on the BORG Solo Armadas. Yes, Murgi, it's time that I do them. I already did the Dominion Solo Armadas and now it's time for the BORG. You find those Solo Armadas in the systems like Magnomus and Atraxi in Romulan space. And there you find the uncommon BORG Solo Armadas, the BORG Spheres. There are also rares and epics. I just want to show you for a second. They are here like in Petoran and Lumari. And if you look at those, they are also BORG Spheres, but they are rares, the blue ones or the gray ones in this case, and the purple ones, the epics. But for starting, I want to talk about the UC ones, and I can do that quickly because I put some ships there already when I want to show you that. BORG Solo Armadas are working like Dominion Solo Armadas. That means you will fight this armada on your own. That means 3 of your ships can take part in this BORG Solo Armada. To start one, you of course need Solo Armada directives for BORG Solo Armadas. So they are different ones. You know the normal Armada directives, you know the Eclipse Armada directives, you know the Dominion Solo Armada directives, and they are BORG Solo Armada directives. And you start it the same way as usual. And you see they have a different sign. If you haven't seen yet my video on all the different kinds of armadas, I made one of those where I went through all the kinds from the Federation, Klingon, Romulan armadas to Formation armadas to the normal Borg group armadas to solo armadas and everything. Just have a look in the Armada playlist, there you get the complete overview. But let's stick with the solo armadas. As I said, you need 3 of your ships. To try this, I usually suggest that you have one epic ship, the D4, the Enterprise or the Augur, and at least another rare ship, or let's put it the other way. I started winning against BORG Solo Armadas when I had a very high level D4. I used the Gladius as a second ship, and I used the Vies. And with that combination, I could win against the BORG Solo Armadas. Right now, I'm using the Katinga and the D4 and the Talius. They will easily win this. It's just the ships I had there for showing it today. But it's also important that you crew it with Armada crews. On my Katinga, I have my Cisco crew. Cisco with O'Brien and Shapeshifter or Changeling Kira is a very good Armada crew. I don't have all of them completed yet, so those are the ones I'm using. Then on my D4 I have the Riker crew. It's TNG Riker with Tasha Yar and Worf. That's working well as an Armada crew. And on my Vidatelius I just put a BORG Solo Armada crew. I could have 3 officers with abilities against BORG Solo Armadas because I have them, but I didn't put it because the Borg Queen unfortunately doesn't have a captain's ability. So I just chose another Borg that is a bit stronger and put 2 BORG Solo Armada crews next to him, or officers. And so with those 3 we can easily beat this. But make sure you have Armada crews. Of course, if you already have Chakotay, the Doctor, and Janeway, of course use them. That's a great Armada crew yet as well, but I don't have them all yet. I do have Chakotay, but on the level I'm playing on this server, it's a bit harder to rank high enough to get all the great officers in the events immediately. Sometimes it's good to be on a lower level, because the guys from my alliance that are on lower levels, and even especially those that are still in the 28s or something, they could easily get those because there are not so many on my server as well on those levels. And so congratulations again to everybody who got them. But it's not always easy. But Chakotay, Janeway, and the Doctor would be a good crew for this as well. And then if you want to do this Armada, you just click the sphere, click on the green Solo Armada button. I'll just give it a second before I do that. I want to show you the rewards. Almost forgot. So you get the BORG Solo Armada credits, the uncommon ones, of course, if you destroy an uncommon one. And those you can exchange in the refinery, but I'll show you that later. And you get a buff for the Vida Tallius if you want to attack an expansion cube. And that lasts 1 hour. I talked about in my overall Armada video already about the expansion cubes for a second. You need to do a BORG Solo Armada here before you attack an expansion cube with your other peoples from your alliance to get this buff. And so those you see BORG Solo Armadas will stay important even if you are on a higher level. But now let's really get it started. Click the green Solo Armada button, then pay the directives. I only have enough for 1 now. And then you see the normal Armada circle comes up. Then you have to take your second ship and put on go to, third ship, put on go to, so that all 3 ships have joined. Only your 3 strongest ships will join this Armada. You can send in more, but only 3 will join, the 3 strongest. And then you have to wait a little bit more than a minute, and that's the good one about the Solo Armada things. Nobody else from your alliance can join, so why should they be too long? They just need to be long enough to give you the time to get all 3 ships in, and maybe activate a booster from the Cerritos or from the Titan A if you have those, and if you still need them to beat one of those Armadas, you have the time for it. But it's not that long that you have to wait ages just for a Solo Armada you're doing alone for it to end. And you see it's almost down to 30 seconds, so not much waiting time. And of course with the ships I brought this time, it will be a very easy thing, although my Tallius is still very low. I was concentrating on other things in the BORG refinery. I will show you in a second again, because we will have to talk about the Armada credits. So my Tallius is still very weak, but that will change in the future. But I used BORG credits for a lot of Klingon reputation and Klingon credits because I wanted to boost that a bit. And I quickly want to be at the 1 billion reputation lock. But you saw the Armada is gone. It's a victory. We got the credits from the rewards you saw earlier, so 9,000 credits plus the buff for the Tallius, and we got a mega chest that we also claim. There's another few BORG Solo Armada credits in there and expansion cube directives. So by doing the UC Armadas, you also get expansion cube directives. Those you need, of course, if you want to start expansion cube Armada. But let's quickly go to the BORG refinery, and there you see the uncommon solo exchange. I don't have enough at the moment to exchange, but there's a lot of nice stuff in there. You get guaranteed BORG Solo rare directives if you exchange here, and you can also get a lot of other nice things, including offices. And if you do the rare ones, you have a rare solo exchange. I recently did a lot of those because we had an event where I had to start a lot of solos. That's why I'm so down on directives and I'm down on credits, because I exchanged everything that time. But with the rare exchange, it's the same. You get BORG Solo Armada directives, the epic version guaranteed, and have a chance on a lot of nice stuff as well. And then you have the epic solo exchange as well, and there you have a chance for a lot of stuff, including offices as well, and even including you. And so it works the same like the other solo armadas. With the exchange, it works the same like all the other armadas, only that it's not in the alliance shop. It is in your BORG refinery. and you have the BORG refinery, as you know, when you get the Vida. And that's why BORG Solo Armadas are something nice. And there are often events where you either get points for starting a BORG Solo Armada, in those cases mostly rare and epics. So if you are far from doing rare and epics, don't shy away from using those directives to score points when you just have to start them, even if you don't have to beat them. And there are other events where you have to cause damage to solo armadas, so there the BORG ones are important as well. And Murgi, I hope you're satisfied now. With the set of ships you have, you will be able to do them, so just try. And on the screen I just saw, you can even see the buff for my Tallius. Ship C is the Tallius, and you see the sign next to the name. It looks like the buff you get from other ships as well. As long as it's there, you are buffed for attacking an expansion cube. That's what I meant earlier. But nevertheless, those are helpful. Murgi is satisfied now. See you later in game, Murgi. And if you like those videos, by the way, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, please like the video as well. And you can always leave comments. So if you have questions, if you have started the game especially, if you have some requests for some videos that are not there in the playlists already, I'm trying to do a lot of videos for people that are just starting the game as well. Don't shy away and just leave a comment and ask a question. And I'm happy about every comment I can see there. I regularly have a look. So would be nice to hear from you. And if you want to see something else right now, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.